now bringing up the Chrome stuff. Alright, here is our Spine 25-man. One sec. I love getting commercials on my own dashboard. It's great. Sorry, I really wish people would not just keep sending me messages in Skype and shit like this whenever I'm trying to do shit like this, because it ruins the flow of things. Alright, so yeah, I apologize. Try to keep this on pace here. Alright, now that the commercial's over on my deal, let's see here. This is a video of our 25-man US first Spine of Deathwing 25 kill from, this is Affinity's POV. This is a healer. I'm going to go ahead and mute the shitty trance music that he picked to put in here and things like that. But as you can see, again, there's multiple ways that you can do the fight. If the quality on this is not really well, can you guys see the screen pretty good, or what's up? Let me know. I mean, for the YouTube vid. I want to wait. It says there's a delay, so I want to make sure this video quality is good enough for you guys to see what's going on. Okay. I'm going to actually toss you guys a link real quick. Here is the link if you want to go along with me in the vid. Alright, let's see. I want to hit play here. This basically what's happening at the beginning of the fight is we blow up 3 of the 4 corruptions, okay? And again, each one of these corruptions is tied to an amalgamation, and they're also putting out debuffs. And the more debuffs are out, the more it's going to be for the healers to heal it and things like that. But at the very beginning of the fight, there's no bloods active. Alright, and one thing to understand about this point of the fight, it's pretty critical. You see a lot of guilds that roll off the bat when they get the 3 amalgs out, and then come out and then pop a corruption and just have 1 amalg active, okay? But the part of that I would not recommend, and what we have problems is, like, there's just no point. If you only have 3 amalgs active on a tank, I tanked that with a weapon with Fallen Crusader on it just to have maximum DPS output, because an amalg with 0 stacks at that point in the fight is just not dangerous. You know what I mean? It's like, plus not to mention there's not many bloods going out. I mean, there's just the damage at the very beginning is completely controlled. And the benefit to tanking 3 amalgs like that in the back is you trim the first one to the point you need it to be trimmed. As soon as the 9th blood is eaten, which we'll see in a second, you pull it through and you pop it. But after that happens, you have the second amalg. Instead of having to wait for it to spawn or whatever and then trim it down, you already have the second amalg at 50 or 40%, okay? So you're buying yourself time. And you guys may think that, oh, that's only saving 30 seconds or so, but like 30 seconds on this fight is worth selling your left nut for on progression. I mean, like 30 seconds can be the difference between, you know, a kill and a wipe. You know, 30 seconds, the first week we were doing this fight was the difference between getting a world first and not. You know, I mean, that's literally what it came down to. So I'm going to hit play again real quick. I'm just letting you guys know what's happening right here. We have the 3 amalgs, and at this point right here, all the debuffs are going active, and then once the Blood Corruption Earth starts going out, you see here, it's on myself, Abs, and Diggs. Those are the 3 tanks that we're using, okay? And that's no accident. That's what I'm saying. All 3 tanks have the debuff, have the 20% damage reduction within the first 30 seconds of the pull, okay? That is not a mistake, and if your guild is having problems with that, I would highly recommend fixing it to where you can get your tanks that debuff, because not only is it going to reduce the amount of healing they need from your healers, it's just like having to deal with trying to get it on them further than the first plate is just something else they have to worry about that they don't need to be worrying about, okay? So to do that, again, you see the entire raid here where my mouse is on the right, and then the tanks were on the left here. Now that everybody has it, you see me here, the little Tarn DK. I'm basically tanking all the amalgs minus the one that we're about to kill. Okay. This is something that other guilds do differently. Some guilds tank it off to the side and then pull it through right when it's low. For the very first plate on the very first one, Absalom, our prop paladin, just tanks it and pops his cooldowns and things like that. So we don't have to worry about dragging it. That's personal preference. It's really not that big of a game changer. You could have an off tank sitting over here with the Amalg only, trimming it on the right, like right here or something, and then pulling it across to pop the left side. Okay, this is just the way we choose to do it. That's not really right or wrong if you do it differently than that. But the other three Amalgs I have here on me in the back. As you can see, and another benefit to this timing is just due to the way the corruptions and stuff take damage, is the stuns line up precisely with when you need to pop the plate. All right, if you throw a roll into that, it whacks timings a bit, but it is still doable. All right, so we're going to hit play. You have the Amalg here. Right now it's at 8 stacks. The 9th blood is coming in. You basically want to have, if you guys are looking for DPS timing, you want to have that first Amalg literally sitting at 2 to 3%. As soon as that 9th blood spawns, if you've got like a death grip or anything, you pull it in there, you single target it down, blow it up, the thing soaks 9 stacks, and then you kill it as soon as it starts nuclear blasting. Best case scenario, you get 1 pulse from the Amalg blowing up. More commonplace though, you're probably going to be looking at 2. Once you're getting 3+, you're doing it sloppy. You need to work on your DPS and the discipline. You can't have people trying to pad. You can't. The point of this fight is your DPS have to be very disciplined. That's something I was very proud of about our DPS for the most part. Barring like a arms warrior or something that couldn't really control when he popped Blade Storm and things like that. We didn't really have a problem with people trying to do damage to shit that didn't need damage. Like, there's no point in keeping, say, extra dots on Amalgs or extra dots on the corruption whenever you have specific people that are assigned to break stuns and things like that. Every time that they go out, any extra damage is just going to fuck up the timing. Okay, I'll get into the Spirit Lane totems in a second. Okay, but okay. So again, recap of where we're at. This is going into the first pop on the first plate. Okay, you've got all 3 tanks with a debuff. That's good. You see the Searing Plasma debuff out here. You've got a couple in Group 4, 1 in Group 5, and then a couple here in Group 1. We're going to hit play. The thing just, we killed the 9th blood. It's about to soak there. It soaks the 9th blood, and you can see our mob is at 772.8k HP. Optimally, you want it around 500k. That's going to ensure you're getting 1 tick. We'll probably get 2 out of this one. I don't remember. We're about to see. But 2 ticks, completely fine. Every time one of these blow up, you need at least 1 Holy Paladin in your raid. To go over healing comp real quick, I would recommend having a minimum of 2 Shaman. It's 5 heal fight. A minimum, well, I mean, you could probably add healers now that the nerf happened or whatever, but it's a minimum of a 2 heal fight, or I'm sorry, minimum of 5 on progression. That was the case. So we had, I think it was 3 Shaman, 1 Disc Priest, and 1 Holy Paladin. Okay. The reason Shaman are so good is the raid is constantly clumped up, constantly in the healing rain. The healing rain just, eats away at that debuff, but the main reason is Spirit Link Totem, and we'll get to that. But, just going over, when the Amalg is blowing up and it's pulsing its AE, you can have an AM for every other one of those, okay? Make sure you understand that. Every other one. That's obviously dependent on how quickly you're popping plates. If you're popping them sub 1 minute each, it's not going to be up for every other one, but the timing kind of works out, to around 90 seconds. You want to be popping a plate about every 90 seconds, okay? And the reason for that is that's just kind of how the timing lines up. Not only that, but you also have on-use trinkets, which are huge for tendon DPS, okay? So about 90 seconds, that should be what you're aiming for. If you're not popping a plate about once every 90 seconds, it's still doable. You're just making your job a lot harder by the time you get to that 3rd plate because you're going to have so many bloods active, it's just going to start to get out of control. All right, so with that said, here we go. You see it ate the 9th blood. It hasn't pulsed yet. It's at 772k. Let's see how many pulses we get. Okay, we got 1 and 2, and then it should die. Okay, we actually got 3. That's really shitty. That was sloppy. Okay, you do not want to be getting 3. As you can see, people are almost dying on the first plate because of that. That's a huge no-no. We overcame, but that doesn't mean that's what you want to do. Like, remember what I said. 2 pulses or less, that's optimal. And that's with it picking up the 9 stack at 700k. You want it optimally around 500k, 3 to 500k. All right. Let's see. So the tendon's about to go up and things like that. But real quick, as we're paused here, let me explain to you how the debuff works with Spirit Link. When you pop Spirit Link, okay, with having 3 Shaman in the raid, you can basically have a Spirit Link for every one of those. Okay, after the pulses go out, after the Bloods are all dead, and after the pulses go out, you have the problem is you see take these 2 mages here in this group. You see them both at, you know, probably 10% HP. They both have the debuff. They're not going to be getting any heals. That debuff is going to soak up 450,000 healing done if it's fresh. All right, and you see other people here that have the debuffs. The Shaman's probably about to pop a Spirit Link. This was Pix's in his rotation, so it's probably not on time. But you know, optimally, you would want a Spirit Link drop there. And basically, what the Spirit Link does is, I'll be able to post some logs for you guys in a bit when we get into the logs. But when the Spirit Link drops, it redistributes everyone's health, and every bit of that health that it redistributes is counted towards healing done. So, you know, you can ultimately save yourself so much mana, so much healing, and it's not like you just need to pop Spirit Link either. You know, if everybody is at full health, it's not going to do shit, you know. If somebody's got the debuff at full health, that's not going to help them. You need to wait for the people with the debuff to be low and then pop it, because what's going to happen is the Spirit Link is just going to funnel healing into those players, okay? So, again, I'll post you some logs in a bit to further explain that for any